Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rodea the Sky Soldier playthrough. It's time to begin the final stretch of the game. And, things are going to kick off.
I will not let you ruin them. Not the key of time. Nor my promise to Rodea.
Cecilia!
Rodea!
Cecilia! No! The prototype, R0.
Giardo!
I connected you to this moment in space-time, and yet you failed to save her again. Blame your poor performance. Why don't you retire your circuitry already? Even a defective product like you has that function, yes?
No! My heart isn't the same as it used to be. I'll use this hand, this right arm, and my heart to keep my promise. Get ready.
Rodea! Ion, for a second I thought I lost you here.
Ion, what are you doing here?
We are gonna save Garuda, right?
Yeah, just keep your guard up.
Of course.
We're coming, Giardo.
And now we begin Chapter 21, The Ancient Naga Empire, and this level is so cool!
Take down Giardo. I can end this once and for all.
Rodea, watch out!
Because, you're constantly flying throughout this, and it's basically like a shmup section, and it's really cool. The thing that I am incredibly frustrated about is that when I played this particular chapter the first time, ever, I did it perfectly from what I recall. I think I got 100% enemy defeats, and I didn't get hit once, and I was just like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever! Unfortunately, I ended up having to redo this section numerous times when recording because I got hit, and then loads of other stuff happened, and just... I was so annoyed. But this is kind of, in the end, the best run that I could get, so I will happily go with it. It's reasonably clean, so that makes me happy. But I really do love that this section sort of just comes out of nowhere, and it's really epic. It's the best way to describe it, really. It's a little bit finicky to control because, obviously, you move using the pointer, so there's a slight lag, I suppose, in Rodea's movements. So that ends up with the situation where you're trying to frantically move out of the way of these things, and Rodea doesn't necessarily move quickly enough for you to be able to effectively get out of the way. Which is frustrating, but it works surprisingly well, all things considered. And it is rather nicely just an extension of the standard gameplay mechanics. Because, you can get sections like this in other games, and they're completely different to how the rest of the game plays. The Wonderful 101 is a prime example. But what's quite nice about this is that, obviously, as I said, it's still using the pointer to move Rodea. Obviously, you're not kind of pointing, flicking and flying like that, but it still works on the same principles. And I think we are nearing the end of this section, because this is a pretty gosh darn long chapter. It's not hugely long, obviously, and I was doing so well at not getting hit, gosh darn it. But it feels quite kind of large and grand because you've got this section, and then you're going to have a really large exploring section, which is just really awesome. Perhaps a little bit cruel, but for the most part, just awesome. And for God's sake! I think I just lost all faith at this point. I was just like, I'm just gonna bulldoze it. I can't do any more. I can't replay this same section of the level any more times. Ah!
It's the Naga fortress.
And there we go. This section is done. God damn it. 3 enemies. So close. So very close, but no cigars, unfortunately. And here is the Naga Fortress, which is huge, and we're going to have to explore the entirety of this behemoth. In what is, I'd say, easily the most exploration-filled sections in the game, really.
Door's locked. I wonder who has the key.
Now, one thing I will point out is that it is surprisingly easy to get all of the legacy medals in this level. I mean, it probably could be a little bit easier because, I mean, I'm going to miss quite a few in this run, but when I did it the first time round, I actually got a surprising amount. Also, this is the one that I was thinking about, which is just needlessly cruel, because it's so easy just to get caught in the middle of things. And when I played this level in recording, I died this after getting a reasonably good completion of the first section, and obviously that meant gotta redo. Just gotta redo, can't be having that. Because I wanted enough gravitons to try and get it, but that is kind of, I think on a technical level, meant to be the hardest one of those in this level. Because it's the gold one. Obviously, that was alright. That was obviously the one that I was thinking about way back in the past, when I was mentioning a falling one where it's really cruel. It was that one. But the entire kind of principle of this part, that's probably a really badly chosen word, that was really bad grammar. But kind of the main idea of this section is you've got to explore the entire fortress to try and find a keycard by destroying these kind of specific enemies, which you can see here. You've encountered enemies like them before, but obviously they've only got 2 gaps that you can get around the shield with. So you've got to be a little bit more precise in your movements. So it's a nice challenge. But the thing that you need to be aware of is that the keycard is, I'm pretty sure, always in the final one that you check. So be careful if you want to try and kind of pick up all of the legacy medals in this chapter, because I mean, you can reach a point where you are going to be safe in terms of picking things up, as long as you just do not attack the last one of those particular enemies. What I will say, however, is that it's sometimes rather difficult to know which is the final one. And I mean, I'm gonna get slightly screwed over by that right towards the end of this chapter. I think I just got a little bit overzealous, shall we say, because I think I didn't want to die and I just wanted the chapter to be over, considering the grief that I'd had with the first section, which, although I love it, was just like, why do you do this to me? Now, you may end up in situations like this where you think, oh, I'm gonna screw myself over from being able to progress anywhere. You can follow a pretty nice kind of line through the level, no matter which way you go. so you are never going to put yourself in a position where you can't get out of a particular area. So just explore this place and have fun, because it's such a cool chapter. Which is annoyingly nearly at its end. One thing I will point out is that after this point, the game does have a slight spike in difficulty. It's not ridiculous. Like, I would say it's a reasonably fair difficulty spike, apart from one or two moments which I would certainly describe as cheap. But we'll talk more about those when we actually get to those cheap moments. Now I believe that this might be our penultimate one or so. Because essentially there's all the ones down below, and then there's about 2 or 3 up top here. You've not really got a way of knowing where they all are. I mean, you do have the Mr. Directo, but sometimes it's difficult to see the big glowing green pillars. But once you're up top, you should be able to locate most of them. And we only have 1 pillar left, and I am stupidly going to destroy him before going into, you know, the bonus room door, because I thought, oh, I have to get down to the door to end the chapter. No. Just no. Chapter ends as soon as you get that key card. And there we go. Chapter 21 is complete. It's time for us to invade the Naga Fortress. Because indeed, Garuda is just up ahead. And, oh boy, there's some good stuff coming up.